Hey guys, how you doing? Hopefully you're doing okay. I'm going to read through pretty much the full article here. There is a link in the description. I do need to give you a trigger warning. This is a very dark subject. It's in regards to the murder of a 15-month-old baby boy. His name, Jacob Lennon. He was killed August 2019 in England, in southwest London, a suburb called Putney. There's evidence of long-term physical abuse. We're going to go through some of the details of that. The mother has been charged. I don't have the details of the charges in front of me, but she's been charged with neglect and putting the child in danger. We'll read through those details more specifically in a moment. She denies any charges. The mother's boyfriend, there's a term which rings a bell. The mother's boyfriend, who was not the father of Jacob, however, he is a father of two other children. The mother's boyfriend also denies the charges laid against him, which include murder. So we're going to have a look through the details more thoroughly. A father of two has been accused of the abuse and murder of his girlfriend's 15-month-old baby boy, and he's been remanded in custody as of today. Jacob Lennon, the 15-month-old boy, died after he was rushed to hospital from the family home in Putney, southwest London, with serious head injuries. This happened August 2019. A post-mortem examination found injuries consistent with horrendous long-term abuse. The baby's mother, Louise Lennon, and her boyfriend, Jake Drummond, both of them 32 years of age, face charges arising from Jacob's death. The mother's boyfriend, who was not the child's father, denies murdering Jacob, and he also denies an additional charge of wounding the baby with intent in relation to injuries sustained previously, which include, which include an injury caused to Jacob's genitals, the base of his penis, an injury caused by a sharp object. The mother's boyfriend appeared at the Old Bailey, so the Old Bailey is, a courtroom, via video link. He spoke only to confirm his name, and he was remanded in custody, so kept in custody, following a brief hearing in front of the judge. The mother denies neglect and also denies causing or allowing the death of a child. She did not attend court today, but she will stand trial alongside her boyfriend on February the 6th of next year. The prosecutor told the court that a 999, an emergency services phone call, was made at 6 a.m. on August the 27th, 2019, to say that the baby Jacob was not breathing. The baby Jacob was taken to St. George's Hospital. He remained in cardiac arrest throughout the journey. He was pronounced dead at 7:22 a.m. The article tells us that there was also an injury to the underside base of his penis, which appeared to be caused by a sharp object. In addition, his left ear was swollen. All injuries are consistent with a series of assaults over a period of time, culminating in a single episode resulting in the baby's death. The mother's boyfriend again denies murder. He denies any wrongdoing. Not his fault, apparently. Mother's boyfriend, he claims he's a good boy. He claims that Jacob, the 15-month-old baby boy that suffered injuries consistent with ongoing physical abuse, including injuries to his genitals, The mother's boyfriend claimed that Jacob suffered the fatal injury after he climbed out of his cot and fell on his head. For some reason, the mother remains on bail, so she is not held in custody. The mother's boyfriend is in custody. The mother isn't. Is that fair? Is that right? I'm not 100% sure. We don't know the full details, but what we do know is if I'm understanding correctly, the coroner is pointing to the fact that they believe that Jacob suffered ongoing physical abuse throughout his life, 15 months old, and that he died after one particular episode of violence. And this is reminiscent of, I think, several other cases that I've read through over the last 9 months or so. That, you know, there are these cases of abuse where it's seemingly regular abuse towards the children, physical abuse, and then one day, one evening, the abuse, I mean, I'll say goes too far, but it's all too far, of course. But the abuse goes to the extent that a child's life is lost. You know, see, I'm seeing that's what happens. These people, these parents, these sick individuals abuse their children on an ongoing basis. Even as young as 15 months old, we've seen cases, 10-week-old babies, 2-week-old babies. It's just sick, man. It's ongoing abuse, and then one day the abuse takes its toll. The child dies. The mother is claiming innocence. The mother isn't in jail. She's been given bail. She's at home with her feet up on the sofa, drinking a cup of tea, watching Coronation Street. I'm being facetious, but, you know, I can well believe, even on the scant details that we have here, there's not a lot of information within this article. There's perhaps a lot more information out there. This case happened August 2019. I'm sure there's multiple articles out there. On this channel, I'm not looking to do things overly thoroughly. I'm just looking to do things in a pretty simplistic way and cover a lot of different topics. That's my style, to do things fairly basically. You know, I'm not going to try to pretend to be a massive investigator. But anyway, back to my point. I can well believe that the mother was not responsible for the fatal blows that killed Jacob. I can believe that. But what I can't believe that the mother had no knowledge that her baby boy was being physically abused on an ongoing basis by her boyfriend. I don't believe that a mother is going to be that ignorant. If the boy has injuries, the mother's going to know about it straight away. Within hours, within days, the mother is going to know. The mother is there to look after the child. You know, this is a 15-month-old baby. I'm not a parent, but I don't need to be to know that a parent needs to bathe their child, needs to dress their child, needs to address the child when the child is upset, when the child is crying or is sullen, you know. He had signs of ongoing long-term physical abuse. And the term long-term is just so sickening in this case. He's 15 months old. What does long-term mean? That means his entire life, in all likelihood. Being abused. Seemingly, my speculation is abused by the mother's boyfriend. Under the nose of the mother. The mother should be in jail. It's not good enough to allow her on bail, is my conclusion. She would have been, she had ample time, ample opportunity to realize and address the seeming fact or the alleged fact that her boyfriend was physically abusing her son. And she didn't do anything. She didn't call the police. She didn't run away. She didn't protect her child. She seemingly, in my speculation, at a certain point became knowledgeable and enabled her boyfriend by not addressing it. Certainly not addressing it adequately. And perhaps I'm being too generous. Perhaps I'm being sexist, and I'm thinking, oh, a mother couldn't do this, couldn't knowingly abuse or be party to the abusing of their own child. Maybe I'm being sexist. Maybe she was fully aware and fully complicit. Maybe some of the injuries that Jacob suffered were at her evil hands. It's not the automatic place that my brain goes, but perhaps it ought to. Perhaps we should realize that this is an evil piece of shit. Whether or not she laid hands on her child or she merely looked the other way when her boyfriend did. Either way, she's an absolute piece of shit. I don't like the fact that she's not in custody. What does that suggest? That suggests to me that she's going to get away with it. She's going to be given a pass. In the trial, February the 6th of next year, she's going to be handed this pass, that pass. Oh, yeah, I'm sure you're a loving mother. Oh, I'm sure you didn't really mean to do this. Oh, you mustn't have realized that your son was injured multiple times over the course of his entire life. She's going to be given too much of a pass. Why? Because she's got a vagina. And seemingly that's what happens. Certainly in the United Kingdom. Again, I'm no expert at this, but I'm coming across, a few dozen articles at this point of murders, mostly of children, where the mother is involved in the picture, and they just get off. Lily May St. George. Hopefully I got the name right. Lily May St. George. 10 weeks of age. Do I have that right? I made a video just a couple of days ago, but I do forget. 10 weeks of age, shaken to death by the mother. The mother gets a 2-year suspended jail sentence. Doesn't spend a day in jail. Not a single fucking day. Killed her own child. Murdered her own child. The judge says something along the lines of, oh, you must have been upset. You were having a bad day, weren't you? Oh, this was just an unusual episode. Don't worry about it. Not a big deal. I'm being facetious, but, I'm going to wrap things up at this point, guys. It's sickening. It's sickening. There's a lot of darkness out there, and it's mothers, and it's fathers, and it's mothers' boyfriends, and it's all kinds of people. But poor baby Jacob. Condolences to the extended family, condolences to the local community. They'll be very upset, very devastated by this, knowing that people in their community turn out to be child murderers. And I just want to say to the obviously no one's going to pay attention to this, but to the judges involved in this case, lay down justice. Don't fucking pander to people just because they got a vagina. I don't want to put too much emphasis on the mother, because the mother's boyfriend perhaps is likely, he's the one that's been charged with murder, so seemingly the police have evidence that the mother's boyfriend laid the final blows that killed Jacob. But the mother should not be given a pass. I'm going to wrap things up here, guys. Take care.